I own a lawn and you probably do too. As lawn care owners, there are a couple things that are pretty much universal, common for everyone, no matter where you live, no matter who you are. We want nice, green, lush, thick grass that covers everything from as early in the spring as possible to as late in the fall as possible. And we don't want weeds in the lawn. So products like this make perfect sense to be thrown onto the shelves of every store under the sun in your local town and anywhere else across the country. Weed and feed. I've produced, I don't even know how many videos. To this point, it's like 250 to 300 videos, somewhere in that vicinity. My cat's gonna knock the product over here. Somewhere in that vicinity, I don't know, 270, let's call it 275 videos. Not one time have I ever said that I think weed and feed is something that should be put on lawns. But you can find it everywhere at all times of the year, and lots of people put it on the lawn. Come here, cat. If you're gonna meander around me, you're just gonna sit on my lap. The reason for that is because even though the product label makes sense, kill weeds, prevent weeds, fertilize the grass, the problem is it's almost never the right time to apply this product to a lawn, even though you can buy it all year around. So I bought this product yesterday. I went to my local grocery store. My grocery store had 3 weed and feed products on the shelf in the home section. One of them was a Scott's product, one of them was a Pennington product, and one of them was this BioAdvanced product. This is, and I'm not talking about the brand name here, this particular product and the ingredient mix is the only one that I would suggest anyone buy at this time of year, but no other time of the year. And let me explain to you why. The reason for that, and for those of you watching this not live, I'm filming this video in the middle of fall. This is the middle of October. Where I live, it's particularly cold. It's actually too cold to put this product down. We've already had our first freezes, and our soil temperatures are consistently in the upper 40s right now. But for the vast majority of people around the country, that's not the case. Anywhere in the month of October, for most places, a weed and feed product can go down, and it's the best time of the year to do it. So if you want to go that route, this is the time to do it. My cat is relentless when I'm filming videos. Now, the reason that I say that this is the time to apply a weed and feed, I'm going to get rid of this right here because it doesn't matter the brand. The reason that I say that this is the time to put a weed and feed down is because every weed and feed bag that I have ever seen, the vast majority of the feed portion of it, the fertilizer, is urea nitrogen. Urea nitrogen, when we put it down in the early spring, it's too early for most places, unless you're down south where the soil temperature is a little bit warmer. But even in those places, your grass really isn't ready for a quick release nitrogen source. Early spring is out, it's off the table. Mid-spring, you don't really need urea nitrogen because of the natural spring flush. I like to put down organic products in the mid-spring so that they can break down slowly and be used throughout the spring. As we go into summer, we don't want to put down very much quick release nitrogen also because we don't want to push excessive growth into a high stress period, especially for cool season grasses where daytime temperatures get so hot that it is a natural stressor on the grass. You don't want to push excessive growth. Again, I like using natural and organic products because they push very slow, steady, sustained growth throughout the summer, and they build soil biology. Urea nitrogen, which is found in every weed and feed bag that I have ever looked at, is not like that. Now, let's step back for a moment and talk about the weed portion. Now, every weed and feed bag is going to be a little bit different because of the ingredient mix that goes into it. Some products are going to just kill weeds, and some products are going to, like this one, adds in a ingredient that will also prevent the seed germination. So in the springtime is when we want to prevent seed germination for the summer weeds, but we don't want the urea nitrogen, so it's not very good. So if we wait till later in the spring, all of the weed seeds have already germinated, so the prevention process in the bag is going on to the lawn too late. The fall, however, is completely different. Now, not that long ago, I don't know, maybe a week to 10 days ago, I published a video all about preventing, or the concept of preventing Poa annua, the annual bluegrass in your lawn, and some of the other winter weeds. This is the time that you would be applying that stuff. You would be applying a weed preventative product as soil temperatures drop below 70 degrees, but haven't quite fallen all the way to about 55. Now, the closer to 70 you are, the better, but it's okay to be a little bit late. You're just not going to get perfect weed stop protection. Also, the fall is the best time to put down a urea nitrogen because for the majority of the United States, lawns are going to be able to stay green and growing all the way up to Halloween. Now, I'm recording this on the 19th of October right now. This is a little late for where I live because of soil temperatures, but for the majority of people, it's not. And because urea is a quick acting product, it will stimulate good growth quickly so that you have a nice green flush and a nice response in your lawn before the end of the month. This is also the time of year that your crabgrass, if you have any, is going to be putting on seed heads. So at first frost, that's when those seed heads drop and all of the seeds distribute all over the place for crabgrass that happens next year. So if we can kill that crabgrass now before the seed is dropped, then that's going to make next summer's weed problems a lot less. If you still have existing weeds in your lawn, a product that contains a weed preventative and a weed killer in it is going to be perfect for this time of year. You can kill the weeds that have not yet seeded because frost hasn't happened yet. You can prevent the winter weeds from happening because we're in the perfect time for those seeds to be germinating. So we want to stop that. And then we can get our last big green push through the fertilizer. Now, here on my lawn, I can't use organic products anymore because they will not break down in my cold soil. Urea, however, breaks down much easier, and although it does require microbial activity to do it, it's a much easier process. So a slower microbial life in the lawn itself is still going to break down urea, in my opinion, down to about 45 degrees. I wouldn't put an excessive amount on the lawn as temperatures drop, but I don't ever put an excessive amount of any fertilizer on my lawn at any one point in time. If you are ever tempted to put a weed and feed product down, put one down in the middle of fall. Middle of October is generally going to be a ballpark estimate, perfect time for just about anyone. It's not for everyone though. I'm not going to be putting it down because I don't have winter weeds in any great enough quantity to want to prevent, nor do I have enough weeds in my lawn that I need to put down a blanket application of chemical herbicides to kill what's in the lawn. What you see is basically just grass. I will be putting down a urea fertilizer very shortly, probably tomorrow because we're going to get some rain. But I'm not going to be putting this down. I'm going to be putting down a traditional urea fertilizer that does not have any of the weed prevention or killing aspects. Now, this particular product is the BioAdvanced. It actually contains 2,4-D, quinclorac, dicamba, and it's got dithiopyr in there. Dithiopyr is the weed pre-emergent. It also has a little bit of weed post-emergent control as well. It is probably going to be a very good product to put down, but it's the active ingredients that you care about. Now, what I've also said is dithiopyr is more expensive than some of the other weed pre-emergents. This bag of weed and feed, even though I bought it and I'm not going to apply it to the lawn, this bag was almost 2 times as expensive as the Scott's product and almost 2 times as expensive as the Pennington product. It's because of the dithiopyr. It's going to be a better product if it has that in it, but you're going to have to pay for that. I'm going to put some links into the description below to some of those other videos where I went into some of the pre-emergent and post-emergent and weed killing aspects of lawn care. But I also want you to watch this video. It's all about nitrogen because in the fall, we're putting nitrogen down. And there's something about that nitrogen that most people don't understand. Watch the video, you'll figure it out.